Welcome back, Motives, to the Shades of Tone. I'm happy you're here. Today's conversation is for anyone who has ever started strong, slipped once, and then quietly gave up. Not because you didn't care, but because you felt like you already failed. This episode is about all or nothing thinking. That mindset that says, if I can't do it perfectly, I shouldn't do it at all. And most people don't even realize how deeply this thought pattern runs their lives. Because all or nothing thinking doesn't just affect goals. It affects confidence, self-worth, motivation, and identity. Today, we're slowing this pattern down. All or nothing thinking is a cognitive distortion. In psychology, it's known as black and white thinking or dichotomous thinking. It creates only two categories: success or failure, good or bad, on track or off track. There is no middle ground, no nuance, no compassion. Examples are, if I can't eat perfectly today, I might as well binge. If I miss one workout, the whole week is ruined. If I can't show up fully, I shouldn't show up at all. This thinking style is closely linked to anxiety, depression, burnout, low self-esteem, and perfectionism. Research in cognitive behavioral therapy shows that people who engage in black and white thinking experience more emotional distress, lower emotional resilience, and greater shame responses after setbacks. Why? Why is that? Because when effort equals worth, mistakes feel personal, not situational. All or nothing thinking often develops in environments where praise was conditional, performance was emphasized, mistakes were punished or criticized, and emotional safety depended on being good. Children in these environments learn love and approval come when I do things right. So the brain builds a rule. If I'm not succeeding, I'm failing. This pattern also develops in highly competitive school environments, homes with high expectations, and cultures that reward productivity over well-being. And once it's wired in, it doesn't just affect performance. It affects identity. You don't just feel like you made a mistake. You feel like you are a mistake. That is heavy. Let's talk about the psychology of quitting. When someone with all or nothing thinking makes a small slip, their nervous system often interprets it as total failure. This triggers shame, discouragement, and hopelessness. And shame is not motivating. Shame shuts down effort. Research shows that shame activates the same neural pathways associated with withdrawal, avoidance, and emotional shutdown. So when someone says, I just can't stay consistent, what they often mean is, I don't know how to recover from mistakes. Because no one taught them how. All or nothing thinking creates a pattern. High motivation, high expectations, intense effort, one setback, harsh self-judgment, disengagement. Then the cycle restarts. This explains why people feel chronically behind, inconsistent, frustrated, and exhausted. They are living in emotional whiplash. From discipline to defeat, from hope to shame, over and over. This isn't a willpower problem. It's a nervous system and belief system problem. When progress becomes proof of worth, everything becomes high stakes. You don't just want to do well. You need to do well to feel okay. So rest becomes guilt, mistakes become identity, and effort becomes pressure. This creates burnout, anxiety, paralysis, and avoidance. Because if success proves worth, failure threatens identity. That's why people procrastinate. Not because they're lazy, but because they're afraid. Let's pause. Ask yourself, where in life do I expect perfection? Where do I quit after small mistakes? What rules have I created about success and failure? Now, gently ask, what would change if I allowed progress to be messy? If this episode felt familiar, let me say this. You are not inconsistent. You are just tired of punishing yourself for being human. In the next episode, we're going to talk about the cost of this mindset and how it quietly drains joy, creativity, and confidence. Until then, remember, You don't need perfect days. You need honest ones. If you would like the worksheet to accompany this episode, shoot us a message and we'll send it right over. As always, always love. To respond to a question, make a suggestion for an episode, to be a guest, or give feedback, reach out to us at info@tonemotivates.com. You can also find us on social media at Tone Motivates on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and at Shades of Tone _podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And as always, you can find us at tonemotivates.com, where all of those links are as well.